Oh yeah, it's go time. Like and subscribe.
And all right, family. Part three of 613 Law, Statutes, and Commandments. Okay. Number 11. To wear tefillin on the arm. Scripture. Deuteronomy 6 and 8. And you shall bind them as a sign upon your hand. Explanation. This command involves wearing tefillin on the arm, signifying the subjugation of our actions to Yahuwah. It serves as a physical reminder of the commandments. All right. Number 12. To wear tefillin on the head. Scripture. Deuteronomy 6 and 8. This shall be as a frontlets between your eyes. Explanation. The command signifies dedicating the mind and thought to Yahuwah. The head tefillin holds verses acknowledging his unity and power. Okay. 13. To affix a mezuzah on doorpost. Scripture. Deuteronomy 6 and 9. You shall write them on the doorposts on your house and on your gates. Explanation. The mezuzah contains Torah passages, is affixed to remind us of Yahuwah's presence in the home and duty to his commandments. So, even myself, family, I have to do this. So I'm coming up with ideas to design some nice frames that will have the scriptures on there, the commandments on there. Okay, hang those up in your home as reminders. Okay, this falls under that. Number 13 falls under household law and worship. 14. To recite after meals. To recite grace after meals. Scripture. Deuteronomy 8 and 10. And you shall eat and be satisfied and bless Yahuwah your Elohim. This teaches us to recognize Yahuwah as the provider of all substance and to always give thanks after eating. So I have a practice of doing this all the time. Before eating, after eating, just throughout the day. Thanking him for all the great things he has done, family. 15. To love Yahuwah your Elohim. Scripture. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. And you shall love Yahuwah your Elohim with all your heart, soul, and might. This is a central command to live with a deep, active, and emotional connection to the Most High. Love should be reflected in obedience. Okay? 16. To fear Yahuwah. Deuteronomy 10 and 20. You shall fear Yahuwah your Elohim. This is a reverence and awe of Yahuwah's power and righteousness, motivating us to avoid sin and honor his name. Okay? It is key that we fear him. We fear no man. Never fear any man. I told you, family, it's going to be a time where you have to make choices. Never fear man. You fear Yahuwah over man every day, all day. He is the highest, the most high. 17. Not to test Yahuwah. Deuteronomy 6 and 16. You shall not test Yahuwah your Elohim. Testing Yahuwah shows a lack of faith or arrogance. We are to trust without required signs or miracles on demand. People are like, hey, if I don't see it, I don't trust it. We are men. He is Yahuwah. He knows when it's time, and he's always going to be on time. Not when we want it. Okay? That's key, family. Not when we want it. He knows when it's time. And that's the power of having that faith Even though we can't see it, we feel it. We are in the time that we must have that faith. Back in the day, back in the day, right? He would show these blessings. As Yeshua was walking the earth, he would show these blessings. But we're in the time where we have faith, and that's when he's definitely going to put us at the head, take us from the tail, put us as the head, because we had that faith regardless of everything we've been through and our ancestors been through. Okay? 18. Imitate Yahuwah's ways. Deuteronomy 28:9. Walk in his ways. We are to model his compassion, justice, and holiness in our actions, striving for godliness and behavior. Okay? Number 19. Sanctify the Sabbath day. This is key. Scripture, Exodus 20:8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Okay? The Sabbath is a sign between Yahuwah and his people. We are to set apart by resting and focusing on him. You know, we celebrate Sabbath days. It's Friday evening as the sun crosses over into the night to Saturday evening. Okay? As the sun crosses over into the night. That is our time of Sabbath. And we know that Esau put everything into place for us not to do that. You know, you got all these sporting events. You have all these events taking place, all these concerts. Friday is go out day, get out. This is the day for us to rest. Okay? He rested on the seventh day. That's when we rest on the seventh day, family. Okay? Not on Sunday. Not when everybody wants to go to church on Sunday. We don't represent the sun God. We represent the Most High. Okay? Number 20. Not to work on the Sabbath day. Okay? Scripture, Exodus 20:10. On it and shall not do any work. Okay? All forms of labor are to cease on the seventh day as an act of obedience, reflection, and restoration in Yahuwah. So like I said, Friday, got Friday all day Friday, but Friday evening, crossing over to the night, that's when we rest. We ain't doing nothing. If you got to prepare food, you prepare food the day before. Okay? For that 24-hour period, you don't work. You don't go outside. You don't hit the gym. You don't do it. You don't do nothing. You rest. Okay? He sees that. He knows. Now, Most High understands that Esau put things into place for us to not recognize that. And he knows that we have to work to make a living. So, if we got to do what we got to do to eat and feed our family, he recognizes that. Don't trip about that. But do your best to rest. Okay? Do your best to rest. That's you and your family. Okay? Like, if you're not keeping the Sabbath day, you can't get in. You're not going to be able to get in to the heavens. Okay? This is law, statutes, and commandments, family. Okay? See you on part 4. Shalom.